What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is a review for Married to Medicine Reunion Part 3. What season? Season 6? Season 8. Season 8. Listen, I'm sick of Bravo and these 3-part reunions that they be stretching out. This whole, the whole 40 minutes of this last episode was about Contessa and Scott. And I'm sick of talking about Contessa and Scott. Like, we get it. We get it. Scott, you a liar. You just a liar. And the more you talk, the more they caught you in lies. And it just didn't help. The men tried to help you out, and they made themselves look stupid because they was bending over backwards, twisting and turning in a pretzel, trying their damnedest to help you out, okay? They was trying to help you out, okay? You still lying about whether you had a life coach or not. Listen, either you did or you didn't. You say you told Contessa that you didn't, and you told her that night. But then they bring up, and I feel like everybody had kind of sort of went along with it until they brought up Jekyll Island, and Dr. Heavenly reminded everybody, but you said that you did have a life coach and it was a guy. So then Scott had to backpedal and PP out of that one. Well, I mean, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, well, yeah. And I'm all over the place because it just, I don't know what else to say, y'all. I feel like we covered all of this already. I mean, they gave us more details, but at the end of the day, it just is what it is. You're just damn lying. You're just damn lying. They had the guys out there, like I said in the beginning. It was just the guys, and they finished up that conversation. You know, child. I mean, I just don't know how. I don't know. I don't know what else y'all want from me with this. Like, it was Scott lying. And let me say this, Contessa, you're not off the hook because you wanted everybody else to do your dirty work. And they did to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, like, she was backstage and she said that she gave them until her birthday for things to change. And Dr. Heavenly was like, well, has anything changed? Like, okay, has anything? And she said no. Well, then she says, well, there's only one thing that I want from him. There's only one thing I want from him. And Toya knows what that is. Toya was sitting there like, how I get in this? And he gonna sit there and act like he don't know what it is. Sir, it's therapy. That is all she has been saying. That is it. That is all. But let me say something. Listen. Faith without works is dead. You can go to therapy all day long and you can sit in every session she wants you to sit in and you can listen and you can be nice and you can smile and do all that good stuff. But guess what? At the end of the day, if y'all don't put that into work, if y'all don't put it into a day-to-day situation, the reality of the situation is it don't mean shit. It just don't mean nothing. Then they talked about you know, of course, they talked about him posting a picture on Instagram with him getting a facial. Not a good look. Everybody had to explain to him why that was a good look and why he needed to take that picture down. Then they talked about, of course, the woman, about hiring the woman. Again, not a good look, Scott. You know, it just, I mean, I just feel like, why do we have to give you so many examples on why this was a wrong decision? Like, you made so many wrong and bad decisions. At the end of the day, I said it last week, and I'm going to tell you another reason why I just can't put a whole lot of energy into this, because I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again. They not doing nothing. They not going nowhere. They not breaking up. Contessa is going to stay on this hamster wheel with Scott. That is my belief. That is my opinion. And, I want to be proven wrong. Because at the end of the day, from what I see, I like Scott. I don't think Scott is a bad guy. But I think part of what we're seeing is Scott does not want people to realize and understand how bad his marriage really is. He wants to put on the facade of the good, black successful couple. We got it going on. Yeah, we might hit a couple of bumps in the road, but we good. And I really feel like that's what it boils down to, is that he really doesn't want to let on how bad it really is. And I think part of it is because he hasn't accepted. I'm not saying he don't know. I'm saying he hasn't accepted how bad his marriage really is right now. They had put the house on the market, but then he took the house off the market. Contessa said he won't even talk to the real estate agent anymore. And again, I say, they talked about the separation, and Annie brought up, well, when she went away to school, that wasn't a separation. He was like, well, I mean, y'all were separated. He was like, yeah, but it wasn't. So it's like he's not even processing that this is a situation, sir, and you really need to understand that you are in trouble and your marriage is in trouble. Like, I don't think you understand how bad this situation and how dire it really is. It really, truly is. Now, I'm done with that because I can't. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. So then we talked about them going to Washington and that whole thing, and that was great. It was a moment. Cool. Then we talked about their experiences with COVID. And I feel like Eugene brought up a good point. Eugene said, I heard everybody on the stage talking about, well, everybody went through COVID, everybody went through COVID, everybody went through COVID. He said, what I heard was, that's like saying all lives matter. Now, let me say this. I understand your example and I feel your example. And for you, I get it. But for your wife, I think what they were trying to say was, it does not, everybody had their own separate experience with COVID. Yes, we all went through it together as a country, as a world, but everybody did have their own individual experience. I get that. I 100% get that. And I respect what you went through, Eugene. Absolutely, I do. And even as a wife of a doctor who has to come home and deal with it, I 100% understand that. Like he said, he separated himself from his family because he did not in any way, shape, or form want to even be responsible for bringing it into their home. I get it. But as other doctors who were absolutely dealing with the same type of thing, I don't think it's a fair comparison to say, well, it's like all lives matter. Because I feel like when people get frustrated with the whole all lives matter, is because you are equating everybody else's experience with the Black experience. In this case, I feel like all of the doctors are talking about their experience collectively in the medical profession. Does it look different for every medical doctor? Sure. Just like every Black experience looks different. But we collectively have a shared experience as being people of color in this country. So I see where you were going with that, but I don't, in that case, I feel like those doctors, the Dr. Heavenly's, the Dr. Contessa's, the Dr. Jack, like Dr. Jackie said, she said, well, I was delivering babies that I had to separate from their mama because one had COVID and the other one didn't. And even in my field, even in my area, I was dealing with heartbreaking day-to-day life experiences. And, Eugene told a story of saving a woman's life on one day and then she died the next day. And him exposing himself to COVID, getting his PPE ripped off, and him really legit thinking he had contracted COVID that day, only to come back the next day and the woman died anyway. Like, I get it. I mean, I don't get it from a frontline perspective, but I get what the story you're trying to tell me. And I don't ever want to feel like, I know for me personally, I don't want anybody to ever feel like I am lessening anyone's experience who was on the front line, because I definitely do not. Then they got into this conversation about what men can and can't say versus what the women can or can't say. Listen, this is how I'm going to feel about the situation. And I understand that Dr. Heavenly feel like she could say whatever she want to say, and that the men should never come back at her, that they should go through their wives, and vice versa. That she feel like a man should never address another man's wife, that he should always go through the man. And I feel like, yes, that's a level of respect, and I can understand that level of respect. But let me say this. I 100% don't have a problem with the guys tweeting back at Heavenly, especially if she's saying stuff that's below the belt. Heavenly they said it on the show, on the reunion. Heavenly is a perpetual line stepper. She pushes the envelope, and her famous line is, but I'm just joking. Listen. Heavenly knows how to make good TV, and she pushes the envelope, and sometimes she pushes too far and she says more than what she's supposed to say. That's it. That's all. Do I think that the men should feel like it's okay for them to respond? Sure. Because here's the reality. How many times you really going, because she said, well, Eugene went to Dr. Damon, and Dr. Damon got me together. But here's the reality of the situation. Heavenly, you're not a child. Your daddy doesn't need to get you together. You know what you said, and you knew it was inappropriate when you said it. So how many times does daddy have to chastise you before you stop crossing lines and stop going too far with your castmates? I just feel like if you put it out there, that it can be responded to. That's just how I feel about it. That's just me. And people might disagree and all of that. I feel like going to your husband is a courtesy. And also understand that Eugene and Damon have a different relationship. Y'all, because y'all were friends before the show. The four of y'all, the two couples, Eugene, Toya, Heavenly, and Damon, they were friends before the show. So there's a different relationship there. But I feel like this. If you tweeting at me, I can tweet the fuck back. And if somebody's husband coming for me, you think I'm going to pick up the phone and call her as a courtesy? Maybe not in the moment. If I see it and it pisses me off, I'm going to respond. So that's just how I feel about it. But anyway, and they do have a difference of opinion when it comes to that, as far as who, whether the men can respond, or all of that or whatever. Then they got into this whole thing about the house again. Listen, I don't care. I believe that there's some funny shit going on with that house with Toya and Eugene. Yeah, I do. Do I think eventually we might get the whole breakdown skinny? Maybe, maybe not. Do I think that Quad knows the story? I sure do. And I think Quad dropped enough breadcrumbs for the story to kind of get out there without it being like, well, damn, Quad telling all our business. That's just my opinion. And then, of course, they did the whole, what do y'all want for next season kind of thing, and moving forward kind of thing. And once again, Quad is trying to solidify her role on the show again, because she went for Toya right there at the end. And I feel like this. They need to go on and bring Quad back full time. Whatever they was doing for this season, whatever they was trying to do for this season, okay, you proved your point. But I also feel like Quad proved hers. Go on and give that woman her, well, it ain't her peach, because that's the other show. Go on and give that woman her stethoscope back, or whatever it is that she's supposed to get. I feel like we'll get a lot more of Quad next season if they make her full time, as far as her dating life, as far as maybe some other projects she's working on. I would love to get a tour of her new home, honey. So, yeah, I don't know. That was what it was, though, y'all. I'm sorry. I just couldn't go line for line and section by section. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, the first probably 30 minutes of this episode, it was just more contested Sky. And I'm just over it. Done. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Drop it in those comments. Peace.